Welcome everybody tonight. Thank you so much for coming. What I'm going to do is a quick little intro of myself and the deans. My name is Ryan Geis. I'm the assistant principal here at Grant High School. I'm starting my 21st year. I taught history and economics here for 15 years. I coached here wrestling and golf. And my son goes here, my daughter will go here as well.
My name is Mr. Blank. I'm one of the deans here. It's my 5th year as a dean. I was in the classroom for 9 years before that, teaching social studies. And I also taught coached wrestling for 10 years as well.
Jeremy Anderson, first year as a dean and 11th year here at Grant, 10 years as a school psychologist here.
Mike Kennedy, this is my 14th year here, 3rd year as a dean. Used to coach girls soccer and then assistant cross country coach.
So you can see we got a lot of experience in dealing with teenagers, high school kids, and so we got a pretty balanced staff. Our whole team here is top notch, and so I want to assure you, kids are coming to a great place or are going to a great place. Some of them are probably mostly freshman parents here. Yeah. So what we're going to talk about tonight is PBIS and also some things to maybe assist you and better equip you when dealing with teenagers in high school. How many of you is this your first teenager, first high schooler? Okay, perfect, and that's why you're here, right? And so, we'll talk about that a little bit as well. How many of you guys have heard of PBIS? Okay. All right, so PBIS is basically when a school decides to make an investment in climate and culture. All right, now that's really what it's about. And our district did that a few years ago. And so what that means is, right away, trying to promote positive behaviors. How do we do that? By rewarding them. All right? And it gets pretty in-depth. There's plenty of information online, because we're going to go through it pretty quickly tonight. Okay? And we're basically just going to give you a rough outline of what it looks like. But again, you can always go to the website, the Grant website homepage, and on there you'll see PBIS, and there are all kinds of resources, sample lessons, videos, etc. Okay? With that being said, again, we're trying to promote positivity throughout the high school. And so, turn it over to display.
All right, so our phrase here is keep it red, and hopefully if you haven't heard that yet, you'll be hearing that throughout the year. It's something that we created. There's the R is for respectful, E is for engaged, and D is for dependable. And those are the three areas we're really trying to focus on as far as behavior goes. And the idea behind PBIS is, if everyone followed the rules and knew how to behave properly, we wouldn't have any behavior issues and it'd be a great climate. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So instead of just ignoring the problem and saying that we can't do anything about it, we're trying to teach those behaviors and encourage kids to follow through those behaviors by rewarding them for that. So basically, the matrix is set up for all settings, what it looks like to be respectful, engaged, dependable on all settings, in the classroom, in common areas, and extracurriculars. Okay, and these are what we're going to be targeting throughout the year to focus on as far as teaching behaviors. So just like in a math lesson, if you don't know how to do a certain process, instead of just skip it and go to the next process, you can't do that in math. Same thing with behavior. If kids aren't following the rules or acting a certain way, you can't just ignore it and move on. You need to teach it, and if the kids aren't learning it, you need to reteach it. So that's kind of the philosophy here. It's a tiered philosophy where everyone's taught a certain lesson. Usually 80% of those kids follow through and reach that goal and follow that rule. The 20% that don't need more intensive training, basically. So we'll have maybe small groups to work with kids who are maybe breaking certain rules. And then of those 20%, there might be a couple percent that still don't follow the rules. That might be one-on-one attention for those kids who really aren't quite getting it. So that's kind of how the tier system works.
And you said there are 3 tiers. It takes a while to implement them. We are in our 3rd year. We're still in our Tier 1 implementation. And so it is a process. Most of our lessons are taught via video. So we'll have other students actually working with our teaching specialist on our team that will actually put these lessons together. And so, again, there's samples of that online if you want to check those out.
We've got the 3 letters here, the R, the E, and the D. We worked a lot on respectful last year. We surveyed the staff, and that was one of the main areas where staff was concerned about, just the disrespect of students. So we did focus a lot on that last year. We'll continue to work on that because we still can improve in that area. But we're also going to focus on being engaged as far as just participation in sports and clubs in the classroom.
As you can see, this is our leadership team, including a couple of our deans, so they're promoting positivity and also holding the kids accountable. A lot of times those two can get confused. I just want to give you an idea of what last year, one of the big things we promoted to our staff was a minimum of 3 to 1 in terms of interactions. 3 positive for every 1 negative interaction you have to have with a student. So obviously we like 100 to 1. But if you have to have a kid, if you have to mind to take out his book or whatever else, we want to hopefully make an investment by shaking that kid's hand later, telling him good job on something else. So a minimum of 3 to 1 is what we're looking for promoting to all of our teachers. It's very easy to get caught up in your curriculum, do what you're doing, make a bunch of corrective gestures to kids, and then never give the positive feedback. So what we're doing is, and the teachers are great at it, reminding them minimum of 3 to 1, trying to hold them accountable on that as well. And again, like I said, the staff is completely brought in. You can see here our entire team. We also have Ms. Jansen back here, who's also videoing us tonight. She put this on the website also, but you can follow us on Twitter. She's in charge of that as well. Our PBIS team meets weekly, but one of the big things we do is we're always reviewing the handbook, the student handbook that they got, and hopefully brought home today. It's also online, you can check that out. But we're always looking at that and trying to better meet the needs of our students and also make this the safest, securest place we possibly can. That committee is made up of parents and also teachers, so if you're interested in doing that, back to school night, we'll have sign up, so you can sign up for that as well. All right? Again, so that's just reviewing our handbook. 80% of our staff has attended at least one of our committee meetings, which is a pretty big deal actually, especially when you're talking about PBIS in the high school. A lot of times that's a tough sell. Because a lot of people think kids should automatically know these behaviors. But our staff is really bought in and really trying to invest in our students, and it's been paying off. Everything we do is data-driven. We have a data specialist. We actually invested in our own private system, so this will tell us the specifics from not only what behaviors are a problem in our school, but where they're a problem. In the hallway, in the bathroom, in the cafeteria, upstairs, orange hallway. So we'll be able to see specifically where these are at and then address those issues. Maybe put an extra security guard there, maybe teach a lesson on how to properly behave on a bus if that's where we're having issues. So that way we can address it. Every decision we make is data-driven. Professional development is something we use. You guys know the late start days where the kids get to sleep in, they get all excited, they stay up too late to play video games. Well, on those days, the next day we're actually getting up, and we're getting up early, and we're actually investing in the kids in terms of curriculum, etc. I would say maybe once a month we actually get an opportunity to get in front of the staff and to promote things like SBI, but also we want to talk about the 4, 3 to 1, recognizing positive behaviors, how to better interact with kids, setting up a discipline flow chart, different interventions teachers can use, and so we get to work with them as well on those.
So one of the biggest things that is involved is PBIS is acknowledging good behavior and then rewarding it. Okay, and a lot of people think, well, you're just praising kids for doing things they're expected to do. We are doing that, and when they don't do something, we're dealing with that as well. We're still holding kids accountable, so if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, there are consequences, and we're handling that. But it is nice if you are doing the right things to be acknowledged and to be rewarded for that. We do the same thing with staff. Obviously to keep the environment positive here within our workers. One thing we did, a couple things we did here is on the upper corner here we had a refreshment cart that we brought around back to school night to give all the teachers something to hydrate with. There's a Keep It Red board. Basically it's a way to acknowledge other staff members for doing positive things. So a public acknowledgement that everyone can see. We have coffee socials a few times a year.
One of the big things we try to do is model the 3 to 1 as a leadership team in terms of everything we're doing.
So we've got staff acknowledgement, we also have student acknowledgement, which is what we're really focused on. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a welcome back, we'll have the red carpet welcome back on Thursday, so when everyone comes back together at the same time on Thursday, literally there'll be several teachers out in front of the 4 instances with music playing, balloons, red carpet, and we'll be throwing out high fives and just encouraging the kids to welcome back. Just to try to keep it positive and exciting. We do weekly drawings, the Bulldog Bucks, right there when you filled out. Each week we'll do a drawing, and at the end of the day, this session, we'll have you guys drop your Bulldog bucket, the freshman bucket, and they'll be able to win something. You guys are engaged since you're here, and so we'll give you some credit already for you guys just being engaged. So there's weekly drawings, there's quarterly competitions where a certain class might win like an ice cream social or something like that, so we'll have competitions amongst classes. Let's see what else we have.
If you stay updated on all that through the social media, you'll see who's winning, who's leading, etc.
We do some pop-ins where we'll just show up in a room and say, hey, did everyone get to class on time today? And if they did, you know, we might give some sort of little treat out to the kids. We are encouraging some, our, what do we call these? Super fans. We've got super fans, so they're involved with PBIS as well.
Making t-shirts and stuff, the best super fans do, the ones that behave themselves.
This is our weekly drawing. We'll take a picture. It goes up on the Twitter feed. It goes up on the website, and it goes up on our monitors throughout the building. And this is one of our spontaneous acknowledgements we use in our class. That's our
Red carpet.
rollout.
In front of us. As I mentioned before, you can follow us on Twitter, and you'll see most of the initiatives that we're starting up being promoted on there, or the kids that are being recognized, you'll see those on there as well. We also recognize the kids through our newspaper, and then also on our TV monitors around the school, and then they also get shout-outs. So the kids, we're looking again, a lot of times, we all know the kids that are great athletes in the newspaper. We know the kids that are, getting on stage and they're singing their hearts out. But there are a lot of good kids here that are getting recognized, and so it's a good opportunity to recognize some of these kids that have played otherwise not. In school, 1,900 kids, it's hard to see it, recognize them all. So this just gives us a lot of opportunities to do that. Our Health and Wellness Committee, we got a wellness fair that our Health and Wellness coordinator runs. She also is going to be in charge this year of our bullying education program, which will occur, which will accompany a lot of the initiatives we do in that regard as well. We right now are currently recognized by Midwest PBIS in terms of bronze recognition. The goal is to reach platinum, but we were pretty happy to receive that bronze recognition as well. So we're looking forward to hopefully earning silver next year. But we got to get more students involved, we got to get more parents involved, we got to get more faculty involved, and then we also have to put some more things in place, tier 2 interventions as well. As Mr. Blake said, 80% fall in line with what we do with the others. We have a discipline flow chart that we created, respect videos, lessons, etc. These are some of the initiatives that we have in place. One of the big ones we're going to be doing here is on-time challenge, where we're doing the class challenge, and the class that has the least amount of tardies will be rewarded. The deans are going to cook some burgers and stuff for them during lunch, so that'll be in September. So our next steps, obviously, always looking to improve. Tier 2, as I said, present at a national conference, which will be coming up in October. So we're doing all kinds of things there. But like I said, for the sake of time, I'm going to pass it over to our deans. We're going to talk about this one.
Okay, once again, I'm Michael Kennedy, one of the deans. Dean of Students, that's our title. We're not the deans like at a university where they're in charge of everything. Okay, we work with the teachers, with the faculty, with the students, guidance counselors, psychologists, and social workers. We handle the student discipline, but also, we want to teach positive behaviors and go along with the PBIS as well. We all make mistakes. We tell kids that. We all make mistakes, but it's what do we do after that? Okay, so we want to kind of be the role model and promote the positive behavior. Right here this year, it's new for us. We're going by the alphabet. For son or daughter's last name, A through GQ, you'll have Mr. Anderson. I am P through Z. So it doesn't mean we can't talk to a student with the last name that starts with A or B or C, because we work together in our offices. It's just to make it, to expedite the process, make it orderly, to go that route. Some of the roles that we have, okay, we want to try and promote a safe learning environment. We assist with teachers who might be struggling to redirect a certain student who's in trouble a lot. We'll sit in on the classroom, give them some teaching tips or some behavioral strategies to help the student in the classroom. And like we told the freshmen this morning, we don't have an answer for you. Come talk to us about anything. We don't have an answer for you. We'll work to find one for you. We'll point you in the right direction. Okay? In the student handbook, each student receives a handbook, and then we have the page numbers up there, 13 to 23. That's rules, regulations, everything you need to know. There's other important information in there as well about classes, but for the discipline issue, those are the pages. That's our website. What we do with the freshmen as well, we'll present a video about the rules, regulations during teen time. One will be in the first semester, another one's going to be second semester. We usually try and do it within the first week of school. We do have a police officer in the school. It's not to intimidate kids. The SRO works and they assist faculty members and students as well. It's amazing how many times students want to talk to the police officer just about daily things. And that's totally fine. Gives advice, everything. It's almost like a counselor. Any advice, if you have questions at home, something's happening outside, feel free to contact the SRO or us. Open door policy, just a benefit to have an SRO in school. And then, so with criminal activities and everything, statistics show 95% usually involve someone who's under the influence of something illegal.
All right, so some of the warning signs or red flags that you as a parent might want to watch for in your team would be to look for sudden changes in behaviors, grade, mood, affect, friend selection, decreased involvement and interest. So if they were on the basketball team, they no longer are playing basketball, they quit this year, they changed their whole friend group to another friend group, maybe something you don't totally agree with. If stuff like that is happening, it doesn't mean that there's automatically something going on. It means that's a time for a conversation to have. And again, any of these warning signs and any things that we talk about, there's always an action. And the main thing that we want you to know is as a school, we're here to support you. So seek us out. Seek out the dean, seek out the Mr. Geist, seek out the guidance counselors, psychs, social workers. Let us know if something's going on. Ask us questions. This is happening at home. What can I do with this? There's no dumb questions. Seriously with that. As 10 years as a psych, I get every question in the book from parents, and it's a good dialogue to open up and to say, hey, this is what's going on. How can I get a little bit of support? Also, encourage that involvement for your team. They're going to get involved in something. Have a little bit of control over that. We have a ton of clubs and ways to get involved for students here in sports and athletics, academic as well. Get involved as much as you can. Also, establish that open communication early on with your team. Again, from the start of high school, this is what we're doing. And I want to be able to talk with you on a weekly basis about what's going on at school. How's the peer situation. If they're telling you things as you're talking with them, hey, this kid on the bus is saying this, let us know. Give us a call, email us. We'll always look at those situations. Monitor cell phones. The biggest thing we like to tell parents is it's your phone. Unless they're paying the bill, it's your phone. Take some ownership of that as much as you can and say, I want to be able to see what's on that phone. I want to have access to that phone. And again, sharing the passwords for those social media sites, the apps, that's important too. Have them share that password with you. If they want to have access to Facebook, to Twitter, to Snapchat, I want to be able to see what you're putting out there. And we'll get into why that's really important in a minute here. And also maybe just setting up a time for a designated electronic device. This is not to insinuate that you guys aren't already doing this. These are a lot of the kind of things that as deans we've seen come up year after year that parents start to struggle with and ask for a little bit of help in these areas. So if you're not sure, again, reach out to us and maybe we can give you some pointers on how we've seen them be successful in other parents and other teams. Being aware of what's going on with the whole social media, and if you're starting to think maybe some cyberbullying can be going on, it's important to really be on the lookout for that it can lead to some significant things on the person that's being bullied. And so, if their kid's making some comments and putting another person in harm, bully-wise, they could be causing some of the bigger things for that student on the other end of it, but also the ones sending out the information could face some legal consequences. The other things to be looking out for are things such as grooming. So if they're on a site and they're playing a game on Xbox, they're talking to someone in Singapore, just be mindful of what that person might be saying to your son or daughter and trying to get them to do things that maybe they should be doing, whether it's visual or meeting them. We've seen it all, you've seen it on the news. Just again, that open communication and having that dialogue is going to be important. And it does have a lasting impact. The one thing that we told all the freshmen this morning was, once you take that picture, once you take that Snapchat and throw it out to 4 of your friends, it's out there. You've lost control of that image, no matter what it is. If it's inappropriate, lewd, you've lost control of that image. And you want to be able to have control of these images. And helping them understand that that's big. And we talk to them not only about now, but as an employer in the future, your boss may be looking for those things when you go to get hired. So there is a big impact on this in making sure that you're cognizant of what you're putting out there. Sexting, again, the sending and receiving of sexually explicit or sexually suggestive images, messages, or video by the cell phone or just by the internet in itself. Again, there's legal consequences. We want to make sure that they're aware of that. We talked about that this morning with them. We want you to know about that. There's significant felony type charges that could come along with that. And the dissemination of it. So if your son or daughter receives an image from somebody else that's inappropriate, delete it right away. That's it, delete it, and then go talk to the police or talk to us. If their son or daughter keeps it on their phone and then takes it and sends it on to somebody, now they could be in trouble for some distribution of types of pornography and as a minor and what they're disseminating out into who. You don't want to go down that road. Unfortunately, it does happen at times because students and parents may just not be aware of the significant impact that that can have and the big ramifications that are out there for these types of issues. We talked a little bit about this, but again, some of the sexual abuse, being mindful of your teen and who they're with, their age and their boyfriend or girlfriend's age and what they're doing. There can be significant charges and consequences that come outside of the school for those things.
And with that, if we get word that someone sent someone else inappropriate photo, we are told by law enforcement, we don't go through the phone, and by the state. We do not go through that student's phone if we hear that there's an inappropriate photo. Right away, that's turned over to the SRO, and now that's under their investigation, just so we're clear. Is right there, due to the activity that's taking place, we can't interfere with what could be an investigation. So it's too early to tell what's going on, but if we hear of something, it could lead to something more. So that's where we're out of it. We communicate with parents, but we don't go through the student's phone in that case.
And then to kind of bring things back full circle, the main thing, again, our office tied in with PBIS is to promote that tolerance, acceptance, understanding, and celebrate all these different things that exist in our community, the different races, different identities, the different religions, and understanding that's something that we as a school are embracing. And then also on the other end, if you are being harassed or you're doing the harassing, there's consequences not only for school, but there can be consequences legally. So we're making sure students are aware of that. We want you to be aware of it, to feel safe that your student is coming here and they don't have to worry about anything like this happening here. If it does happen and they're telling you that, please reach out to us. You can contact us through the email. If you just type in Deans at Grant Bulldogs, it'll go to all three of us. So you don't have to worry about was it Anderson, Kennedy, or Blank. If you want to email us individually, fine, but it'll go to all three of us. The appropriate one will respond. As Mr. Kennedy said, sometimes one of us is busy. Somebody will get back to you in a 24-hour time. Or give us a call. Any questions?